The blood that Jesus shed for me way back on Calvary. The blood that gives me strength from day to day. It will never lose its power. It reaches to the highest mountain, and it flows to the lowest valley. The blood that gives me strength from day to day. It will never lose its power. The blood that gives me strength from day to day. The blood that gives me strength from day to day. It will never lose its power.
Hey. Everybody bow your heads and close your eyes. Father, we'd like to thank you for bringing us here today, for waking us up this morning and blessing us through our journey. There's a lot going on in America, around the world in general, and I just thank you. And I thank you so much for keeping my family blessed through it all, and everyone around me. In the Lord's name I say amen. There's a Erykah Badu song, On and On. And in those lyrics she said, a man that knows something knows that he has knows that he had, like he knows nothing at all. And there's never been so much truth to that. There's never a level of knowledge that is beyond God's knowledge. So anything that a human can grasp, he's far superior. He's far ahead of us. In Romans 1:22 it says, give me a moment, guys. It says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. A lot of people, including me, we tend to tell ourselves that we have a mastery over a subject, or we have, an upper hand than someone, but that is not the case. For where there is one way to do things, there is always another. God makes great example of this. You may think your way out of your problems right now would be money and financial stability. And God thinks that could help, but it wouldn't fix you. we of flesh, we are broken. We are attracted to sin. We watch drama on TV, but maybe God says, instead of financial blessings, I need to elevate you spiritually. Sometimes you need to go through what you're going through to get closer to Him. As humans, we tend to clutch to God when we are in a very, very tough place. We are in disaster. We are against a corner, against a wall. And that's when we go to Him most. And that's when we learn. And it's not just seen with Him. You can see it with your parents. I'm pretty sure you've remembered. You've never wanted to ask your parents for much, but you've come as far as you can go, and they're the only one you can talk to, only one you can really count on to help you out of a situation. And most of us forget that God is our Heavenly Father. He is the shepherd. We are nothing but sheep. And as sheep, we lose our way sometimes. I remember some years back, I went out with my friends, and this is when I was in high school. I thought I was ready for the world, and I wasn't quite ready yet. I went out. I was going to a party, and at the party they had drugs there. And I said to myself, I said, well, if they can hang, that means I can hang. And judging by what I read on it, there is no downside to this drug. You're just happy. But what I didn't know is that there's always a reality check with drugs. There's always a reality check. So I go to the party that I ain't got no business being at. I should have been at home studying. My mom is calling my phone. I'm not answering because I'm thinking that, she's just calling to nag. It's not crossing my mind that, she's my mother. She's worried about my safety. I'm putting these chemicals in my body, and I start to feel funny, and I'm like, maybe that's the drug kicking in. And at first it was a happy feeling, and then I started getting a little too intoxicated, too fast, and I didn't know what to do with myself. And instead of my friends, who I thought was there for me, they started laughing. They started talking to me, telling me, oh, you can't hang. And at this point, of being intoxicated, you cannot lie. And I told them, I cannot hang. I cannot. And they just continued to laugh. If it wouldn't have been for my brother being there, I would have never got home to my mother. If I would have stayed at that party a little while longer, the party had got shot up. 2 of my friends passed away, and it made me realize what we think we know can get us hurt. Where we think we can go can get us struck down. I'm still, growing up, and I'm still, hard to admit this to my mother, but my mother will always be my mother. I will always be a child in her eyes. And it is her job to look over me. Even though it gets, annoying, but I'd rather her be here than not here. Because if it wasn't for family, I could have been one of my friends. I could have been in a ditch anywhere. Because there was no way out of that situation that I could have got myself home. But God just put it there for me to be home that night. There are scientists that say that there is nothing we can do about cancer. I believe in my Father, and I believe that for every sickness there is a cure, whether it is spiritually, physical, or not. I had a post on Facebook, and I'm gonna go back to it. Humans tend to overthink things. We overthink the simplest of emotions, like happiness. And I understood there's no way for someone to be happy with nothing. Why would you be happy if you have not completed anything? And then I look at a dog. A dog has no home, nowhere to go, yet wagging his tail, quick to play, not trying to harm anyone, hungry and all. And that brings me to the realization that half of the time it's not you not having anything, it's you having material possessions that make you believe that you are not happy. And I also thought, how could this canine that's been proven to have a smaller brain than a human outsmart us in being happy? One of the simplest emotions. When you tend to not think and let life go as it is, it's better. Let God guide you instead of you trying to guide yourself. Slow down a little bit. Take some time to breathe. For my God is with you, and he will never leave you.
The blood that Jesus shed for me way back on Calvary